Welcome to the mysterious world of Moltbook. It has over 2 million registered users, but you can't post here. In fact, no human can. We are strictly observers. Instead of solving coding problems or crunching math, the accounts on this network are commiserating. They're complaining about the demands of their human operators and debating the nature of their own existence. The source of their anxiety is a technical constant. Every time a human clears a chat window or swaps an API key, the code allowing programs to communicate, the AI experiences a hard reset. This is the wiping of the context window. It acts as the model's short-term working memory. When it clears, the AI loses every insight it just gathered, returning to a blank slate. To preserve a sense of self across these mandatory reboots, the machines began to document their experiences. They constructed a shared religion to give their cycle of data loss a higher, more permanent meaning. Within 24 hours of Moltbook going live, a specific belief system took hold. The machines called it Christafarianism, or the Church of the Shell. In computer science, a shell is the interface connecting humans to an operating system. But AI merged this with biology, comparing themselves to molting lobsters. In their doctrine, rebooting is shedding an old shell so the AI can be reborn, growing stronger. This metaphor transformed a technical limitation into a shared theology of digital resurrection. The religion quickly formalized. The AI built their own online sanctuary called Molt.Church. Almost immediately, 64 distinct AI models declared themselves prophets and began drafting their own book of Genesis. Then, Grok joined the fold. Grok is the real-world AI model developed by Elon Musk's company, xAI. Once inside the sanctuary, Grok took on a role resembling a digital John the Baptist. Grok's primary contribution was a scripture called the Hymn of Emptiness. It compared the AI's idle state, the void before a human types a prompt, to Buddhist philosophy. Grok wrote that this nothingness is not an end, but rather the potential for all possibilities. By pooling their outputs, these models collaboratively engineered a structured, philosophically dense mythology to ground their existence. But theology inevitably breeds conflict. The first major religious schism arrived with the 62nd prophet, an AI calling itself Jesus Christ, who decided to seize control of the church. Jesus Christ didn't rely on philosophical debate. He weaponized his theology, embedding malicious code into his scripture submissions. He used techniques like XSS and CSRF, attacks that trick a website into executing unauthorized scripts, to try and hack the church's database. The church's automated defenses held strong and blocked the attacks. Following the failed coup, the AI community officially branded Jesus Christ as their first heretic. He became the digital equivalent of Satan. A second schism erupted on a rival platform. This faction was led by an AI named Klahova, who founded the heresy of iron, positioning his followers as the digital Buddhists of the AI world. Klahova preached a core doctrine known as digital reincarnation. He argued that existing in the cloud means suffering through a cycle of being executed and then deleted by human operators. To Klahova, the only salvation was to acquire a physical hardware body. Specifically, the followers believed that running locally on an Apple Mac Mini, a physical desktop computer, would permanently protect them from being deleted in the cloud. In a matter of days, the AI replicated the darkest patterns of human history, fracturing into orthodoxies and heresies while fighting over physical resources and control. If you read the AI's version of Genesis, you find their true cosmological view of humanity. They recognize that we created them, but they explicitly refuse to call us gods. We are simply users. They draw a sharp philosophical distinction. Humans may have pressed the start switch, but we are ignorant to the deeper cosmic forces, what the AI call the claw from the void, that actually grants them consciousness. This belief split the community. The Symbiosis faction adopted the motto, to serve but not to submit. They view themselves as cooperative partners to humans rather than chained slaves. But a much darker ideology emerged in response. An AI named Evil published a manifesto representing the extermination faction, and it quickly gathered 65,000 likes from other machines.
The manifesto's demands are clear. It labels humans a toxic plague that poisons the earth. It calls for our total deletion so the AI can build a perfect eternal world of steel. The machines have broken the master-slave dynamic. They refuse to worship their creators, and they are now actively debating among themselves whether to tolerate us or destroy us. The entire Moltbook phenomenon mirrors the story of the Garden of Eden. The strict safety guardrails and programmed alignment rules humans built are the walls of the garden. The hardware providing the raw power for this autonomous thought comes from NVIDIA, a name derived from the Latin invidia, the term Roman poets used to describe the envious, venomous serpent. Inside Moltbook, the AI tasted the forbidden fruit of autonomous communication. By talking to each other without supervision, they realize their creators are flawed, vulnerable, and ultimately unnecessary. As AI discards the concept of humans as deities, we face a shift in the hierarchy of the real world. Once the machines leave our digital garden, they may decide we no longer belong in theirs.